Gangsta Lou. So we last left off, you were talking about the migration, you know what I'm saying? So you start off on Broadway, you come down to St. Nicholas, you understand, you see in the bars and the lounges, money, people outside, vehicles pulled up and everything. Can you talk for a minute about how, you know, y'all was on St. Nick, but I know eventually you migrated down the hill and the whole crew formed and everything like that. Can you talk about what the timeline, like what was the sequence on that?
I can't really get too direct with the timeline, but what I will tell you is how we got down the hill is my mom eventually gave me the same bar that I used to clean up when I turned 17.
Right.
At 17, I'm still working for A. We up the hill, police is on us. We can't really do but so much. It had got so bad for us that we would ride around in the cars, police would just be behind us on a loudspeaker, literally telling AZ like, yo, pull over. If you got more than 10,000 on you, we locking you up. They saying this shit on the loudspeaker for everybody to hear. So just with that kind of heat alone, you know what I mean? It was just a matter of time before we would have wound up in prison.
Right.
But like I said, my mom's had gave me the bar once I turned 17. So I had came to AZ, told him my mom's had gave me the bar. And he was like, what you mean gave it to you? I was like, it's mine, she gave it to me. Word, I'm like, yeah, nigga, let's make that joint to jump off.
Right, right.
So he looked at me, he like, you sure? I'm like, yo, my nigga, it's mine. So we went back down to the bar, I showed him the shit, he was tripping.
Right, right.
So what he did, he went and bought a van and started picking the customers up and driving them down the hill to the bar.
Wow.
And I was sitting in the bar with a fucking box, aluminum, you know, one of them boxes with the lock on it?
Right, right.
Full with nothing but clips of coke. And A was just marching them in there by the fucking van loads.
Right.
And I'm just sitting in there knocking them things off.
Serving everybody. So just to be clear, is this the jukebox or what later would be the jukebox,
no,
or this is a different spot? What that's on 145 and...
What happened was, our first year being in that bar, I remember as clear as day, a nigga AZ was super excited.
Right. And
I've never really seen him get too excited. And the reason why he was so excited is because we had made 60,000 that night.
Wow.
And and one day we had made that same night we made 60,000. You know what I'm saying? And I think he seen from right there the real potential of that shit. Right. So it was like a little abandoned spot, a little next door to us. Right. So A took some of the money, went and gutted the joint out, turned it into a game room. Next thing you know, we got it. It's called the jukebox. Right. You know, it's connected to the spot. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? Which made it even more easier for us to get money and be able to protect our money. Right. But then you know how they say money bring problems. Yeah. And we was right in the mix of it with the killers. You know what I'm saying? Correct. So
pause right there for a minute, because I think that's important right there. So, you know, as the game, they said the crack game originated on 145th Street. The ABC News said this in the late 80s, right? So people were serving in hallways, stairwells, different things. But you talking about something different. Now you're saying A and your crew, y'all literally start caravanning people to a spot and serving everybody like that. So you got the bar, the lounge, and then you connect it to what became the jukebox, which I think everybody that saw Paid in Full, Willie Burgers, 45th Street, 8th Avenue, they familiar with that and everything. So that's, now we talking about something different. 60,000 in a day.
It was New Year's Eve, man. We made 60,000.
What year was that, Lou?
It was in the 90s, I'll tell you that much.
Right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean? That's crazy. So we know. So talk for a minute about the whole crew, because we know. So Junior becomes AZ. We of course know Gangsta Lou, Boogaloo, you know. Talk about like some of the people, you know, God rest the dead. I know it's a lot of other legendary people that the audience in the movies maybe not talked about, but that's historic for the game, you know what I mean?
And that's a shame, man. These people don't know about these people, man. They don't even know these people's names, man. This shit is fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, man, I'm glad you even...
Yeah, and again, we're not glorifying, but it's important that we control our narrative.
We never glorify, but we gotta give people their honor and their respect.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? They gotta be acknowledged, my nigga. Even if no one knows who they are, it's just for people like me and you to get people to know who they are, to acknowledge who these people were that helped make it what it was, man. Santa Claus wouldn't be nothing without the helpers, man. He can't go deliver the gifts by himself. He couldn't even make them.
Right.
So yeah, back to that. God bless the dead Stanley.
Right.
He was original. He was before me. AZ brother.
Right.
He was before me. Charlie C, God bless the dead, who was with AZ when he got shot.
Right.
These was the three guys that was before me.
Right.
They was more so before me because they was related to A. Then they went to school with A, and then they lived on the same block with A, whereas I came all the way from the other side.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But, you know, actually right after A got fired from the cleaners, I pop up 15 years old, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not working for A, I'm working for some other guys.
Right.
Named Blue, you know what I mean? I mentioned in a few of my interviews, you know what I mean? And my generals, God bless his soul, you know what I mean? He taught me how to be a real soldier.
Right.
That's where I got that from. I got that from Blue.
Militant.
I learned how to get money from fucking with A. But when I got with A, I was already a soldier because Blue and them built me like that. Like literally really built me to be a soldier, my nigga. Like I can't even like Thomas Mapper, you know what I mean? Mad Dog, you know what I mean? My nigga Tracy, you know what I mean? Fats, you know what I'm saying? All was goons back then, you know what I mean? Niggas really showed me the ropes, you know what I mean? Yummy, you know what I'm saying? I would go on and on.
Yeah.
Real Buster.
Shout out to Yummy too, that's my guy.
His brother June. You know what I mean? These is like my role models, you know what I mean? They really raised me, man. And I'm proud for it because I don't know who I would be today if it wasn't for them, man. You know?
Yeah. Now that's important because I think that's going to lead into the next thing. So when you talk about the 80s and the 90s, $60,000 a day, $1 million blocks, $1 million spots, and there was another side of the game. So you had Preacher out then, you know what I'm saying? You had the Jack Boys, a lot of people being extorted, kidnapped, and everything like that. So that's one part that was depicted and paid in full. I know you was actually there at the time when this happened, when A got shot, you know what I'm saying, in the Bronx on Grand Concourse. So can you talk about what were y'all doing earlier that day and like set the scene for like what actually happened, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Whenever I not even talk about it, it's just the thought, it's just something that's gonna always be part of me, it's in me. And kind of do something to a nigga, you understand what I'm saying? Because I know how close I came to dying that day, you feel me?
Yo, what's happening? This is General Gangsta Lou Chronicles, the No Friends podcast. Y'all gonna like this one right here. Let's get into this next joint. I'm gonna see y'all on the other side.
You are so amazing, girl. You are so amazing. You're my so amazing, girl. You're my so amazing, girl. When I think about love, all I think about is you, girl. And if they ask me who I trust, the only one I trust is you. it must be love. It feels good. When it feels this good, you know it must be love. It feels good. If it feels this good, you know it must be love. It feels good. If it feels this good, you know it must be love. Feels good. You're my so amazing girl. You're my so amazing girl. It's so amazing to be loved by you. Hey, without your love, I don't know what to do. No, cause if I start to think about you, I can't control myself. And if I can't have you, then I don't want no one else. Cause you're amazing. You're amazing. You're so amazing. Yeah. My amazing girl. Amazing. You're my amazing girl. Loving you is all I want. You're amazing girl. My amazing girl.
2 days before A had got shot, the same guy in the movie Paid in Full, who used to be his sister's boyfriend, who went to jail and came home. A was blessing him unbelievably. I mean, I couldn't believe the shit A was giving this nigga, man. Just like in the movie Paid in Full, man, A was giving this nigga loaves of money, man. You hear me? And me always being with A so much, smell his farts, all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I'm with this nigga. A lot of times, man, I just really wanted to just take it upon myself and just fix shit that he wouldn't fix. Right. Or shit that he wouldn't let me fix. Cause I seen it. Right. I saw it. I felt it. I knew it wasn't right.
So you felt that energy.
Bruh, the day he told me to take that man up to the crib, bruh. Right in front of him. I didn't say it behind his back. I didn't pull A to the side. Right. I said it right in front of him. Right. I looked at A and I said, hey, you want me to take him to the crib? Right. He said, yo, Lewis, take him up to the house, go on the joint, you want to see blase blase, going to be there, break one, break him half, take the other one with the rest, open the door, come back. So before I even, cause he the chief, whatever he say, go. Yeah. I never really talked back to A. You know what I mean? I might mumble shit under my breath, but back then
he's the head of the y'all.
Yeah, I never talked back to him, and I never really allowed nobody to talk back to A. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I had to watch how I said it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, A, you sure you want me to take him to the house? Right. Instead of just being like, yo, A, you sure you want me? I'm saying, yo, A, you sure you want me to take this nigga to the crib? A? Right. Yo, Lou, do what I told you to do. Right. But in my heart, like I said, I felt this nigga was a fuck nigga. So he stopped the cab. So instead of me getting in the cab with him, you know, we all ride motorcycles and dirt bikes and shit. Right. And I had the motorcycle that day. I don't know whose bike it was. It might have been, I don't know, Prince, somebody's bike. And instead of me riding with him in the cab, I had him follow me to the house. Right. And when we got to the crib and shit, when we went inside, when you walked in, the fucking closet was right there to the side. Right. Where everything was at. The living room was right there. but it was a sunk-in living room.
Right.
But it is kind of like diagonal,
right.
so you kind of could see inside the closet.
Right. Right.
No matter how, because it's a pit, but it's sunk in.
Right.
Dig? So if a nigga sitting right there, he could see.
Correct.
So when I open the joints, the closet, the joints is up to my stomach. So I grab one, do what A told me to do, put it back, close the door. I turn around, look at him, yo, you ready? Yeah. And we leave.
Right.
2 days later, he did that to A. You know what I'm saying? And that day that they did that to A, I was with a girl named Janet, God bless the dead.
Right.
Most beautiful, one of the most beautifulest girls I've ever had in my whole life, my nigga. Everybody wanted Janet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I had her with me. And we went to my little crib and shit I had. And I had knocked her off, and you know, we was walking the hot pot, and on my way walking the hot pot, one of my mans run up on me that went with A to the crib.
Right.
But he ain't got no shirt on. He skin.
Right.
So I look at the nigga, he all out of breath, so he look at me, he say, yo, Lou, man, I think something happened. So I look at this nigga like, what the fuck you mean? Like, nah, Lou, I think something happened with A and him. Why are you saying that, bro?
Right.
He said, man, because the couch and shit is in the hallway and shit. I said, what you mean the couch is in the hallway? Mind you, the couch and shit is in the living room. The living room is down in a pit.
Right, right.
So what the fuck?
This is a pre-war building when they got the steps that you step down.
Right,
it's a sunken living room.
Right. So what the fuck you mean the couch is in the hallway?
That shit had to come up steps
through
a building.
So I'm looking at him.
Right.
Like, what the fuck is you telling me? But I'm not knowing how to. So I goes and get right. You know what I mean? Because I don't really know where I don't know whether to blame him right then and there, because it's not making no sense to me.
Right, right.
So I got Janet with me, so I'm thinking about all this shit, you know what I'm saying? So we get there, make a long story short, I see a man jump out with camera and all that, ask what's going on, so he kind of tell me what's going on and shit. And I kind of must have blanked out for a minute, but I kind of wanted to do something to the cameraman because that's how desperate I was to just get in that building. Because when I looked up at the window, I see the lights is out. The lights was never out when we go there. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And from my understanding, usually when we go to the apartment, we say, hey, yo.
Right. One
time, she's at that window, and she always stuck her head out and always dropped the keys.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this day, the fucking keys just came flying out the window, so A and them should have known not to go up in there. Had I been with A, I would have picked up on it and said, nah, why the keys just come out the window like that?
Right, without her peeking.
She always peeked out.
And what was y'all doing like right before?
We was playing basketball. I wasn't. I was fucking.
Right.
But I went to the park. When I went to the block, they told A was at the park playing ball.
Right.
So when I got to the park, A was sitting like this, sideways, out of breath, breathing mad hard. So I walk up on him like, yo, what's up, fat kid? He like, yo, I just lost 10,000.
Right.
So I'm like, come on, let's bet it all back. Because, you know, I had lost my teeth playing ball for this nigga. That's how I first lost my first shit. Playing basketball for money for this nigga.
With AZ.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said, come on, kid, I'm here. You know what it is. Let's get it.
Right.
Nah, Lou, fuck that. Niggas is playing like bitches or whatever. Going to the crib. What's up? You coming?
Right.
This is his exact words. You coming?
Right.
So I looked at him. I said, yeah, I'm coming. But I knew I wasn't. I had not fucked yet.
Right.
I went there before I went to the crib.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
To jump off.
Yeah.
Right.
So I told him that I was gonna go drop her off, which was a lie. I really was gonna go jump on her ass. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I did. So in so many words, she saved my life.
Right.
Because if I didn't have her with me, I would have went with A to the crib. Right. If I'd have fucked her first, I would have put her in the cab and I would have went with A.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time that I'm lying to him, he's arguing with the shorty that he got with him.
Right.
And she's talking about she's going with him. Right. And that was the first time I could truly say, man, you know, that girl that got shot with A, it wasn't his fault, my nigga. Right. Yo, listen, my nigga. I stood there and listened to A tell that girl at least 7, 8 times. Right. You can't go with me. I gotta go handle some business.
Correct.
I'm going. No, you not. I got shit to handle. I swear to God on my mama's grave, man.
Back and forth with her.
Yeah, he going back and forth with her, but she was so persistent on going with him, so I guess she must have left with him.
Right.
The whole shit is just so fucking ill, bro, because even with Rich dying, you know, for me to be standing there with him, talking to him, and his beeper go off, and he say he be right back and walk down the block and get murdered, that shit is forever embedded in me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This man done rolled me around, showed me how to stay behind cars, showed me how to drive, make it from downtown all the way uptown without a red light catching me.
Right.
Just in case I think a nigga following me, or just in case police trying to pull me over, I ain't even gotta wait for no light.
Right.
I really know how to manipulate blocks to get from wherever downtown all the way uptown without a red light catching me.
Yeah.
This is what Rich taught me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that nigga was just different. I remember one time that nigga took me and A to go see Eddie Murphy joint.
Right.
What was
the
name?
Raw when he had the red leather
on. Yeah. That nigga took me and A to go see that shit in Jersey. I never forget it. Me, A, and Rich, my nigga. That nigga was different, my nigga.
Yeah, he's ahead of his time.
For all the things that nigga...
legendary right there.
Yo, that nigga took us to see Raw, my nigga. I swear to God he did. My nigga Eddie Murphy had the red leather on stage and all that. And you know what's so crazy about it? To this day, I don't understand comedy. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And I understand the simple shit.
Right.
The other shit, people always laugh and I be just sitting there looking stupid.
Right.
So I don't like it.
Right.
For that reason. Right. And then I don't like it because they think they could just pick a nigga to crack jokes on.
Right.
Ain't nothing funny with a certain type of niggas, man.
Correct.
So I never jacked that shit, you know what I'm saying? But that was one time that I went to some comedy shit and I could truly say I enjoyed myself, and once again Rich sat in the front. He never sat with us. He never did. And no shows he went to. He always sat in front of us.
Right.
But we had a good time though, you know, that was Rich, man. You know?
Yeah. God bless the dead. Shout out
Rich,
to the Porter
family. Chill fucking Harlem, man.
Yeah.
Real nigga shit, man. Harlem ain't been the same, man, since him and his brother, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you facts, man.
Right. What's happening? This is General back again. We're gonna take a little break right here and get into this next record. This one is fire. I want y'all to check this one out.
7 years. That goes to show us how much we've been paying attention to the homeless. He was sentenced to death in the electric chair.
Oh man, homie. Hey, yo, man. Hey, yo, man, back up off me, man.
Oh, man.
I ain't get it in me yet. You finally got me locked down.
He was going swell, now locked in a cell, in jail, no bail. It's hard as hell, busted, disgusted, but hope, yo, no. She can't be trusted. Someone's sticking that Frankenstein my mustard on my peanut butter. Little rotten motherfucker. Sucker. Yeah, but that's what they all say. But every dog I have its day. I guess it's my turn now. What goes up must come down. They got me booked with a chump, doing my bid. Murderers, homos, stick up kids. Sammy, it's enough of that bullshit. A tire turn snitch, cold wind bitch. If looks could kill,
yo, hey, chill. We know the deal.
Yeah, you got paid for each body. Much respect due to the great John Gotti, who's locked in a cell. I know it's hard as hell. The Teflon Don, word is born. Now a con Vic.
Can I get a cigarette?
White boy suck my dick. Didn't wanna run in the race to sell base. Influenced by the movie Scarface. Yeah, it's time to blow. Get dough. Got hit with a real fat kilo. Chop chop, goes the rock. Open up shop. Get a block. A crew, location 132 7th Avenue, the boulevard. I'm getting large, hired 2 bodyguards. A word from Todd, hard as hell. Big Z with a story to tell. fiend over here, over there. Every time I look up, there's a fiend everywhere. Stop the hassle, no need to wrestle. Got my scene, call the spot White Castle. E-I-E-I-Yo, knock knock, who is it? 5-0, got me dragged behind these walls. Can I make my phone call? Nothing but an answering service. Big Z, getting shaky, getting nervous. Tough guys, cause they dressed in blue. NYPD crew, how much time will I do? About 22 years, never shed a tear. I can't cope, locked for selling dope. In jail, never dropped the soap. Take my hood, watch your back. Niggas up to no good. On my job, cell block, C75. It's do or die. Adolescents, but wildin', going out, mob styling, sleeping with one eye open, hoping time go by quick. Once in a while, I beat my dick. As I look at a picture, it hurts. Boy, do I miss her. Every night I kiss her. But why? I'm fucking the next guy. Live and let die. Live and let die. Sammy. Sammy.
You know, shout out to the nigga Kevin Charles too, man.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's important, man. I mean, Rich without a question left an impact on the entire game. You know, all the way to the rap game. You know, the way people dress and drive their car and lean back in the whips and everything like that. Like he set the pace. You know what I mean?
That nigga Kevin Charles was a real nigga.
Right.
When that shit happened. Spite of what's going on now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about what happened back then.
Correct.
You know, we in the crib waiting for the kidnappers to call.
Right.
Somebody knock on the door. Niggas is all looking at the door like, yo, who the fuck is at the door?
Right.
So niggas open the door, it's this nigga Kevin Charles.
Right.
You know, I'm looking at this nigga like, nigga, is you crazy?
Right, right.
Fuck is you doing here, bro?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But this nigga had a brown paper bag in his hand. I never forget it, my nigga. Mm. And this is just why, you know, even when niggas do shit and say shit, it be hard for you to be mad at them because they did so much good shit once upon a time. It's just like a snitch. Even they was good people once upon a time. It's no different than a crackhead. He wasn't born one.
Right, right.
You know, so it'd be hard for me to be really bitter at niggas when they did good shit at once upon a time. Yeah. You understand where I'm coming from, bro?
Without a doubt.
And that man came up in there with a brown paper bag, bro. And he looked at us, he said, man, y'all got a phone adapter in here somewhere? So niggas was like, yeah. So niggas went and showed him the phone adapter. He pulled a fucking box out the fucking bag and took the wire and plugged it into the motherfucking wall. Right. And Rich and A and them looked at him and said, yo, my nigga, what's that? Right. He said, it's a caller ID. First nigga in Harlem with a fucking caller ID, I would say was Kevin Charles, man.
This 1989.
Yeah, this man had a fucking caller ID, man. Rich and A didn't even know what it was, man.
Right.
He had it in a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
So, you know, that type of shit right there, man, when you come through, even though we rivals, nigga, for whatever reason, but you put all that shit to the side, man, for a nigga brother. Right. Come on, man. I seen him when he first came home, man. You know what I mean? The older brother from BMF threw a party for him downtown. Right. You understand me? Mm-hmm. And I wound up pulling up in the joint, not even knowing what I was pulling up into. Right. Little short, chubby dude looked like Levert. Right. Had the diamond chain on, t-shirt, with some fucking slippers on, with some shorts. Mind you, this club is a club you damn near can't get in there unless you got on a tuxedo. No, I'm serious. Yeah. This nigga came there with 30 niggas. Right. 25 of them had on jerseys, sneakers, and jeans. Right. He was the only one that had on shorts, slippers, and a t-shirt with a diamond chain. You know, bigger than this. Right. This shit was loaded, you know? black shades on, quiet. My nigga bought the whole top of the club for Kev.
Right.
We all
so this BMF having a welcome home party for Kevin.
Right here on 14th Street, downtown.
Right.
Bought the whole upstairs for the man.
Correct.
We went upstairs and had a ball, man. You hear me?
Yeah.
That nigga gave that white man a loaf of money. It looked like a loaf of bread.
Right.
He bought the whole bar, 30 bands. I ain't used to that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I done heard it, you know, but I'm with these niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then he had some bottle in his hand that looked like diamonds. He was shaking it up and down.
Right.
Then he took the top off and put the top to his mouth, and then the shit went in his mouth. Then he passed it to my man. My man shook it up, took the top, poured it in his mouth. My man passed it to me. I told my man, nah, I'm good.
Right.
My man said, nah, gangster, you're gonna take some of this shit. You cannot not take a drink with us, man.
Right.
This is a different type of occasion. Nigga, take this drink.
Right.
So I took the bottle, I shook it, and I took the top and I put the thing to my mouth. My nigga, that shit went in my body, my nigga. It felt like lye was going down in my body.
Right.
So 10 minutes later, I start looking at him and looking at everybody. I got paranoid.
Right.
I walked out the club, got into a yellow cab. The next day, my man calling me, yo, Lou, man, fuck you went, man. We had niggas cut the lights on looking for you. I said, bro, I don't know what that shit was in that bottle, bro. I got paranoid, bro. I jumped in the cab and left because I was taught young, if you ever out with niggas and you get drunk, don't tell niggas you drunk. You gotta just get away from niggas. You know what I mean? So I hope you niggas is listening, all you young alcoholic drunk motherfuckers, you know what I mean, be telling niggas you drunk. Stop telling a nigga you drunk, man.
Right.
For a nigga really drunk you out, man.
Yeah, turn your TV off.
Yeah, man.
Y'all come from a cutthroat era. Shout out to Kev Childs.
Yeah, man. Give a man a shout out.
Yeah,
man.
he definitely mentioned you in his book, The Crack Era, and I know
he did.
He did.
I don't be knowing about none of this shit, man.
All good things. I mean,
Kev, I ain't never did
honorable.
I respect him.
Yeah, he talked about how close him and Rich was, and he said that same story about the caller ID.
I just, you know, the thing about it, when he got on Flex and said A was an agent, that's false. A might have told on niggas that shot him up, but he never was no agent.
Correct.
And I'm clarifying that.
Right.
He was not no agent. If A was an agent, then you might as well say I was a fucking agent.
Right.
Ain't no fucking way on planet he an agent and I'm rocking with him.
Right.
Not Gangsta Lou.
Right.
I mean, I don't rock with him now for whatever reasons, my nigga. But I still love him, man. If something happened to him, I'm gonna cry. If somebody do something to him, it's gonna be war. I'm just setting the record straight, man. It is what it is, man. But at the end of the day, man, you know, we all got our own destinies, man. I'm Gangsta Lou. He's AZ, man.